And my new wallpaper!
Yay! Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of CVCVLockdown. Anyway, if you haven't seen any of our previous episodes, what this entails is that two members of Team Cast try and retell a fairy tale chosen by you, the audience, through a poll on our last video on Facebook. Following this, members from Team Crew, which is me and Mary, will try and disrupt the story by giving them suggestions that they have to work in. This week it was vote for Elves and the Shoemaker. And that's the story we're doing this week. I believe Matt is taking it away this time, so when he's ready, 3, 2, 1, go!
Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a lowly shoemaker and his wife. And this shoemaker didn't make a great deal of money from making shoes, but they got by as best they can. Now, one day, the shoemaker was hammering away at the leather to create some shoes, where he realised the day was drawing to a close, and he turned to his wife and said, there, wife, I think it's time to shut up shop for today. And today is coming to a close, and I can't finish these shoes now. I'm going to go to bed and finish these shoes in the morning. And the wife said, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, okay, we shall go to sleep. And in the morning you shall wake up and you shall finish making these shoes. This is a great idea. Very, very good. Okay then, said the shoemaker. And they toddled off to bed. Now, this night was strange amongst nights, because something magical was about to happen. At the dead of night, when everyone in the house was asleep, a window... Oh, Mary.
The vampires came.
They entered in the dead of night. They went into the shoemaker's and his wife's bedroom, and they said, "Hello, we are visitors from Transylvania, and we are a bit lost. Is there anything fun and exciting to do around the town? Pay no attention to the loud banging happening below the floorboards. The shoemaker simply said, well, there's, the local, the town hall's quite nice this time of year, the old promenade's quite nice. And the wife went, oh, yes, the promenade, that's the walking along the promenade, yes. And the vampire said, very good, yes, we will be on our way. Just pay no attention to the noise that is happening downstairs. It's not related to us in any way. Goodbye, no blood-sucking tonight. And they left without a word. The next morning, the shoemaker and his wife woke up, went downstairs, and found
a cactus.
They found a large cactus crafted from the self-same leather that the shoemaker had wanted to create shoes with. Oh, aye, said the shoemaker. I didn't realize that this would be here when we came downstairs. I wonder how this got here. I have a kind of idea, which means I have no idea, said the shoemaker's wife. I do not know, but well, this is terrible. We cannot sell this. This is appalling. We are a shoemaker. We do not produce cacti and other such house plants. That is ridiculous. Now, at this moment, just as the shoemaker's wife was opening the shutters on their front window, a merchant salesman was wandering past, and he turned and went, "Oh la la, mais mon Dieu. What is this?" And he knocked on the door and said, "Excusez-moi, mademoiselle, monsieur, but I could not have not noticed that you have an incredible cactus. I must have it. It would be perfect for my collection." You see, this merchant salesman, very, very rich, made a lot of money, and he was willing to offer an enormous price for this leather cactus.
A teacup pig.
A teacup pig? A teacup pig?
Like a
Sorry,
teeny
just
little pig.
It's a small pig.
Oh, just a
It's
small
like a
pig.
micro pig.
Yes.
It's called a teacup pig. It's not a thing.
The shoemaker, confused, said, I kind of think we do that. I think we've only got a cactus in. But as he was saying, the merchant went, No, I see it. Inside the cactus. And sure enough, from a little hole in the cactus emerged the tiniest
Field mouse.
It was a field mouse riding a teacup pig that had been crafted and hidden within the cactus. Truly the most elaborate Russian doll effect ever committed to leather. But the merchant salesman was overjoyed. He said, "Oh, mon Dieu, this is parfait. This is perfect. This will make a perfect decoration in my mansion in Poland. This is perfect." And he said, "I shall give you lots of money. Here you go." And he gave the shoemaker a sum of money, which was large by those times, but probably not that great by today's standards. And the shoemaker said, "Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. I didn't realize. Oh my God." And his wife went, "Well, okay then, this is perfect. You can go and buy some more leather, and then you can make more shoes. You must go back to making shoes." Shoemaker said, "Oh, okay then, very well." So he went down to the shop where he sourced all of his leather, and he walked in and said, "Hello there, my good madam. I'm here to buy some more leather." And the woman who owned the leather shop turned around and said, "Oh, good day, mate. Yeah, of course. I'll got some leather for you. You got some money for me?" "I got some money for you." "All right, then. Well, I've got some premium leather over here. Here you go. Oh, my goodness, you brought a lot of money this time. Well, I'll give you more leather than usual." Thank you very much, there." And he toddled back to his house. Now, this took up most of the day, the leather shop being relatively far away from the shoemaker shop, which wasn't particularly savvy business planning. So the shoemaker got to work hammering away at some more leather. And once again, he got to the end of the day and he thought, "Well, I see the sun's coming down and my wife's made a wonderful hog roast. So I think I'll just leave this leather here. The shoes are only half done, and I'll come down and finish them in the morning." At which point the dinner gong was banged, and he heard the dulcet tones of his wife calling, "Dinner is ready!" And so they adjourned to the dining room, ate their wonderful evening meal in peace and comfort, and then went upstairs to bed. But once again, tonight was unusual.
The vampires returned.
Oh.
Hello again. Once again, we're in the vicinity. We went to both the town hall and the promenade, both very lovely places. Listen, pay no attention to the noise happening once again on the floorboards, and maybe give us another tourist attraction, and in return, we will not suck the blood from your veins. Quickly thinking, the shoemaker's wife this time said, "Oh, yeah, there's a very good schnitzel shop at the South Road. If you walk down the road, taxi left and to right, it is the best schnitzel shop in the world. In this town where people of all accents and ethnicities come together." The vampire said once again, "We are pleased, we will not suck your blood," and once again, pay no attention to the loud banging coming from underneath the floorboards. And away the vampires went into the night for a second time. The next morning, however, the shoemaker and his wife awoke once again to a strange sight in their parlour.
An ornate breadbasket.
"Oh, I either knew," said the shoemaker. An ornate breadbasket. Well, I never. And look, it's crafted from the finest leather, the leather I was going to use to make shoes. This is indeed a gross surprise. So I said, "Oh, well, what are we going to do with this? We got lucky with the cactus yesterday. I mean, I don't imagine that something so fortuitous will happen again." At which moment, the shoemaker's wife once again opened the shutters, and a travelling salesman who was not the same one as the one before, but sounded remarkably similar, happened to be passing. "Ah, mon Dieu," said this. His voice was just fractionally lower than the one who'd visited yesterday. "Ah, mon Dieu. This is an ornate basket made entirely of leather. This is parfait. This will go well with my riding crop and gimp costume. I must have it. And so at this point, the shoemaker and the wife, well, they just accepted the money and said, "Oh, yeah, by all means, take it. Oh my goodness, a lot of money. Thank you very much." And then the merchant salesman ran away on his penny farthing. And at this point, the shoemaker turned to his wife and said, "I tell you what, love, something strange is going on in this house. I honestly, I can't even put my finger on it, but something's odd going on. Do you know what? I'm going to go and buy some more leather. And when I come back, I'm gonna put it down here, but I'm just gonna do a little bit. You're gonna put some nails in. But I think tonight we should stay downstairs and we should have a peek at what's going on down here, because something strange is up." So the shoemaker did exactly that. He ran across a gentle jog to the leather shop. "All right, good day, mate. More leather, no problem. Here you go." And that was that. And then he came back hammering away at the leather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 nails. Oh, good of well done me. And then dinner was ready. It was indeed the schnitzel from the finest schnitzel shop in all the land. As mentioned to the friendly vampires earlier. Schnitzel is here, said Frau Shoemaker, and dinner was served. But this time, instead of journeying upstairs to bed, the two hid behind a curtain in the workshop, awaiting whatever strange events were happen that night, hoping, fingers crossed, that they would repeat themselves. But sure enough, once again at the dead of night, a window was cracked open, and through it slipped 2 rough-hewn vampires, big bulky hands, armed with all the tools of the leather-making trade, far nicer than the shoemaker could ever hope to own himself. They heard the sound of a third vampire going upstairs and seemingly be rather confused that there was no one in the bedroom, but apparently didn't investigate further. At which point the 2 vampires, yeah, here we go, yeah, it sounded very similar to the shoemaker's wife. And they started hammering away at the leather, and before they could blink twice, these 2 wonderful vampires had made an incredible
Snow globe.
An incredible leather snow globe, which left much to the imagination, because unlike glass, you cannot see through leather. The vampires, though, didn't know this. They had X-ray vision, and so it was a perfectly normal snow globe. Aha! One of them said, "We have done it! The most unbreakable snow globe ever made! They won't break it! No, they won't! Now, let us retire back to our coffins! Where should we go for our daily travels, third vampire?" they said. "I do not know. The family were not in their bed to give us advice on what to do in the local area. I suppose we will have to suck their blood the next night. Much is the life of a vampire," they all said, laughed together, and left the room. The shoemaker and his wife were understandably stunned, and they looked at each other, and they said, "My God!" Or they said, "My God!" depending on which accent they were using. They couldn't believe it. This was what was driving their business for so long. The vampires were helping them for all of the advice that they'd given them about the local area and things to do. I've forgotten the voice. Jared, we cannot let this go unnoticed. That is more the vampire, but why not? We cannot let this go unnoticed. 2 fresh bite marks in her neck. Yes, yeah. We shouldn't be in their cases with maybe making them their own intricate trinkets out of leather. What is it that vampires like? Why don't we make them coffins? What a good idea! I'll go out and find some leather, but only if someone buys our snow globe. But who's going to want a snow globe that no one can see through? Well, it just so happened, us passing through town the next game was a French cricket team. Happened to notice a small leather ball, and just recently the opposing team had accused them of match fixing and wanted to have the ball changed. And here in the window was a perfectly good leather ball, so exactly the same way money was exchanged. The currency of this place is very unsure because I don't know who's local here and who isn't. And one man had money, so much money from the French cricket team, who were very known to have so much money. He went to the leather salesman and he went, "I will purchase every single scrap of leather you have in your store."
And the shopkeeper said, "Sorry, Gov, we're out of leather."
The shop had recently changed hands, and the Australian owner had skipped town to go herd ponies in the Amazon. Sorry, go for all that leather, said the new shopkeeper who bore a striking resemblance to that guy who advertises betting. Sorry, go for all that leather. Ray Winston. Well, here, there we go. So sorry, but I could recommend you going down to my brother. He sells figs. You could buy some figs from my brother. This traveling salesman said, well, in this here small town, it seems we've only got two sources of raw material, and one of them's leather and the other one is figs. So I'm going to have to go and buy a fig. So here we go. He went down. We went down. Excuse me, my good man. Hello there, said the fig salesman, who was, despite being related to the leather salesman, sounded remarkably different because they'd grown up and he'd gone to finishing school. Grown up separately, rather. Oh yes, you'd like some figs. Oh yes, of course. As many figs as you'd like for the money you're offering. Oh, thank you very much. I'll take some figs. And then the shoemaker walked, stumbled, tripped, and ambled back home and said, look here, my dear, I got some figs. I think we can make something out of these, I'll tell you that much. Now, it was a remarkable stroke of luck that the shoemaker's wife, Frau Shoemaker, had in fact attended a sixth form college class on how to construct basic commodes of death out of fresh fruit. So, within a few brief hours, she'd gone, and here we go. And here we have a coffin made out of figs. Ooh, that's not her. She'd invited her sister over to help. But the shoemaker's wife herself went, here we go, this is ready. The figs. The figs have formed 2 coffins. This is perfect. 3 coffins, in fact. 3 coffins, as the vampires shall be so pleased. And so, once again, they ate dinner, which this time was just a carrot. It was just a carrot. And then, instead of going to bed, they crept behind their trusty curtain and waited for the vampires to return. Sure enough, midnight struck, and the vampires slipped through the window and were greeted by the sight of 3 coffins made entirely out of figs. Ah, what is this? They exclaimed to one another, all 3 of them this time in the workshop. What is this? We cannot suck anybody's blood when such delectable delights are in front of us. See, look at these coffins. The workmanship is fantastic. Workmanship is fantastic. Oh, look at this. Is amazing. Amazing. And they picked up the coffins, resisting the urge to nibble gently upon the corners, and rushed back out of the workshop via the window they had come, which, conveniently enough, was coffin-sized. And they dashed off into the night. The shoemaker and his wife emerged from their hiding place, and they looked around and said, no, this has backfired rather badly, my dear, and they haven't made anything for us. This is a bit of a problem. I think I dread to say it, my dear, but we're going to have to diversify our business. To which the wife replied, this is a good idea. I think we should form. What should we do? What should we create? What business should we go into?
Breeding cats to have opposable thumbs.
And so they did. The cats all gained the powers of opposable thumbs, and the shoemaker and his wife were successful in their business. No matter how many stupid ideas they had, be it the kitty car or the kitty PlayStation, every one of them sold extremely well, thanks to the residual magic that the vampires had left behind. And so, it is safe to say that they all lived happily ever
after. Thank you all for watching. That was our rendition of the elves and the vampires. No, the shoemakers and the vampires. The vampires and the shoemakers. The elves and the shoemakers. I tried. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe during lockdown, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. You're just making up for all the voices that you didn't do last week, weren't you?
Yes.